the visit of the Chilean government and, of course, the Chilean president to our school. We are all buzzing with excitement around here.
Wow, such a wide question. I would say, well, a couple of things. First is the warmth of the people of the Chaman Bartilla family. And let me tell you something, no one does. They pretend to know, or they pretend to show that they know, but they don't know. I know, I'm very bad at that.
The rules are simple. I'll ask you quick questions and you must give the first answer that comes to mind.
The one from Shadow Khan are my favorites.
That's today.
It's okay to do mistakes.
Hello everyone. I'm Sarvika Muttama from grade 9 and I welcome you to a very special episode. Today on ThoughtPod, we have the privilege of hosting a very distinguished guest, Mr. Jorge Loyola, the Chilean Trade Commissioner for India. This is no ordinary podcast episode. Today, we're diving deep into something that's been such a highlight for me, the visit of the Chilean government and, of course, the Chilean president to our school. We are all buzzing with excitement around here. It's not every day that a country as vibrant and innovative as Chile comes knocking on our doors, and I'm absolutely thrilled to get to learn from this experience. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. To start off, what was your first impressions of Chaman Bartia, especially considering that you had visited the school before? Was there anything that stood out immediately?
Wow, such a wide question. I would say, well, a couple of things. First is the warmth of the people of the Chaman Bartilla family. I think that you can have a nice place, a pretty place, a fancy place, but it's just nothing if it's not filled by warmth, by caring, and by lovely energy. So that was the first thing that attracted my attention. The second, I think it's more obvious, and it has to do with the way in which innovation technology is embedded in the curriculum of the school. I was amazed to learn how children from a very early age learn the different parts of robots or motors, so they can learn how that is assembled, and then it can turn out, or they can convert into a robot or a machinery.
I completely agree with you, sir. We would love to know more about you. Could you share a bit about your childhood? What was it like growing up?
Wow. I wasn't expecting that question, huh? Well, I grew up in a very long and thin country called Chile. It's located in South America. I was born in Santiago, which is the capital. My family is composed by 4 people: my parents, my father, my mother, and my sister. I grew up in Talagante, which is a small town in the near of Santiago. And then because of my father's job, we moved over to the north. So I live in the first city when you come down from Peru to Chile, which is called Arica, and then later to Antofagasta. And then we moved to Santiago so my sister and I could start our studies. My childhood, I have lovely memories. I think that one of the memories that I had the most is when my parents used to take us from Arica to Santiago in a car. So they used to drive for 1 or 2 days, and I really loved it because it was us time. It was a time just for us, you know. And then I remember the second is the first time that I went to the cinema. Maybe I'm gonna look like old, but I remember the first time that I went to the cinema. I went to watch this film called Tarzan, and I was like crazy because in the city where I used to live, we didn't have such a kind of like cool cinema, but in Santiago they did. So if I had to pick a few memories, those will be the 2. Otherwise, I will be talking hours and hours and hours, and we don't have time.
That's fascinating. It really is interesting to see how your childhood shaped your path. Speaking of journeys, I imagine your daily life as a trade commissioner is very different from most people. What's a normal day in your life like, and what's the craziest day you've ever had?
I think that my title says trade commissioner, but that's a fancy name, to describe that I do something super simple. I connect people, I connect businesses. So basically what we do in the organization where I work, which is called Pro Chile, we map what our fellow Chileans has to offer to the world, right? And then we map it, and then us, the people who are based abroad, we go to different markets and we ask them, what do they need? How can we help you? And then throughout our work, we connect supply and demand. That's what I do. So that's in a simple, or normal day to day. Right now, everything has been but normal. In a few minutes, our president will be visiting the school, and now in order to do so, or in order to plan it, it requires tons of hours of work, of planning, adjusting, resolving issues. So that's the craziest thing. I landed in India 8 months ago, and on my first month, the biggest delegation from Chile came last year with the Ministry of Agriculture, for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and then in less than a year, the president is coming. And I learned on Monday or Tuesday that it's the largest delegation, around 100 people are coming. So picture inviting 100 people to your place.
Wow, that sounds like a day full of challenges and responsibility. Now, speaking of the pressures of life, a lot of teenagers feel pressure to have their life figured out early. Did you know what you wanted to do at my age?
I don't know what to do in my age.
Right.
Really, I think that there is a pressure of society for us to decide what to do with our life. And let me tell you something, no one does. They pretend to know, or they pretend to show that they know, but they don't know. We all live with these little questions, and it's good to have them. Otherwise, it will be too boring.
It's reassuring to hear that sometimes we do need time to discover our paths. Now, here in Chaman Bhatia, we focus a lot on innovation, leadership, collaboration, and problem based learning. What are some unique things about the Chilean education system that you think may interest us?
It's interesting. I would say that one of the things that is happening in my country, or the challenge that we have, is that our education system, it's, I would say, a little bit rigid when it comes to the way in which it's structured, basically because it teaches you that in order to go to A to C, you need to go through B, and that kills creativity. On the other side, of course, there are a couple of challenges, but taking the creativity and taking the different ways to solve a problem and considering the system that we have, that's where the advantages or the different things that I like about the Chilean ecosystem relies, because you need to be creative to go through and stick true to who you are. That's one thing. And the other is there is a shift in people. So we are taking care, or we are worrying more, or we are paying more attention to our ancestors. We are a mixed race country, a mixed race region. A fun fact, for a very long, well, up until now, the name that we give to indigenous people is Indians.
Oh, wow.
And that comes from, the reason is very simple. When Columbus shipped from Spain and landed in Latin America, he thought that he discovered India, or the new India. So that's why he named people from that region Indians. And so that's a kind of like a lovely connection between India and Latin America. At the end of the day, we are all Indians, right?
Yes, that's really interesting. I like how education is also a tool for innovation.
Absolutely, 100%.
Now that we've had a chance to dive into some deep topics, we're going to switch the gears into a quick rapid fire round.
I know, I'm very bad on that.
The rules are simple. I'll ask you quick questions and you must give the first answer that comes to mind.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to try to do my best.
Let's go. Cricket is all the buzz here in India. What's your favorite sport to watch?
Tennis.
Okay. What's the first job you ever had?
I work for a funerary.
Okay. What's your favorite childhood meal?
My favorite childhood, watermelon.
Okay. Have you watched any Bollywood movies? And if so, what's a favorite one?
The one from Shadokan are my favorites.
That's great. Now, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Nutella ice cream.
That's one of my favorites as well.
I love it. I love it. So fun, but I love it.
What's one thing you always make sure to carry with you?
My cell phone.
Right.
I'm so millennial.
And what's something people would be surprised to know about you?
That I'm a very sensible person. That I'm a very sensitive person.
Right. And lastly, to wrap up, what's the best piece of advice you've been given that you still use today?
It's okay to do mistakes.
I agree. Thank you so much for your time today, sir, and for sharing such valuable insights with us. It's been a pleasure hearing your perspectives, and we truly appreciate you taking the time out to speak with us.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
having me. Congrats for the podcast.